Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Parker's Podcast. It's been a little bit since I've recorded a podcast, so I thought I would jump in here. I have sent this out as a written newsletter, but I also wanted to record a podcast on this topic. Recently, I heard that Trump's sons have gotten into the mobile industry with a service called Trump Mobile. Yes, this is true and this is real. Now, what Trump Mobile is, it is an MVNO, just like the other MVNOs out there. And how an MVNO works is that they rent service from one of the three major carriers or sometimes multiple carriers and provide discounted wireless service to customers. And Trump Mobile is now releasing their own plan called the 47 plan. And I'm going to walk you through what Trump Mobile is offering, but I'm also going to tell you why I'm not switching from my current carrier to Trump Mobile, and while I don't recommend it to most people at the moment. First of all, I'm glad that Trump's sons are getting into the mobile industry, and I'm glad they're giving this a try, as I'm always glad to see pro-American companies step up and produce choices for us in the wireless industry, especially plans that can save us money. So I applaud them for their efforts. And the Trump Mobile 47 plan is not necessarily a bad deal. You get unlimited talk and text. You get 20 gigs of high-speed data and then unlimited data that slows down. You get international calling to 100 destinations included, and you also get some discounted international rates for the places that are not unlimited. You get your device protection included, as well as you also get roadside assistance included and telehealth included as well. You can bring your own phone and your number over. They support eSIM, so the plan is not bad. Now, for me personally, I'm with Patriot Mobile at the moment. Plus, I don't have device protection on one of my lines. And my other line, I've just got Apple Care, and when it runs out, it runs out. I've already got roadside assistance through Farm Bureau Insurance, and I have access to Gold Care if I need telehealth. So for me personally, the benefits on this plan aren't major, but if you needed a plan that bundles unlimited talk and text, 20 gigs of high-speed data, international calling, if you're paying extra for device insurance and roadside assistance and telemedicine, then this plan isn't a bad deal. It's $47.45 a month. Those are Trump's presidential numbers. You do have to pay taxes and fees on top of that. But here's the main issue. A couple issues I've seen with the service so far. One, I feel like the company is in startup mode where tech support is going to be difficult to get a hold of someone at the moment. They are using US-based support, which I applaud, but it is going to take a little bit of time to get a hold of someone if you need assistance. Two, I feel like that their tech support reps are in what I call startup mode, where they're not fully trained in answering your questions at the moment. For example, I asked one of the reps, so when you say that you have nationwide coverage, how does that work? Do I need to choose a cellular provider, or does it automatically switch between multiple providers? Well, first they gave me an answer well, we're not affiliated with any of the cell carriers. But then when I asked them about, well, what about priority? Do you get the same priority as you do with the major cell providers? They say, well, your coverage is going to be identical to the major cell carriers. So they didn't quite answer the questions that I had for them, and I feel like that they're just not fully trained at the moment. So what I'm hearing is, even though it says that Trump Mobile has nationwide coverage on the networks, what I'm hearing is that this service currently is primarily or possibly exclusively on the T-Mobile network. It's pretty much a T-Mobile MVNO. So here, where I live, T-Mobile does have a super fast 5G network. You can see up to 800 down at times with their 5G ultra capacity network. But the network does struggle when you start getting into some rural areas, or if you're traveling around the state, then you do see weaker coverage. And so that's one issue there. So the only people that I would recommend Trump Mobile to at the moment is if you need unlimited talk, text, 20 gigs of data, international calling, device protection, roadside assistance, telehealth, all at a really cheap rate, and you're not going to have to talk with customer service or tech support often. Because right now I don't feel like that they're fully trained in answering all of the questions that you might have. So as long as you're willing to live with those limitations, this is not necessarily a bad deal. However, there's a couple other carriers that I recommend instead. I am currently with Patriot Mobile, and Donald Trump Jr. has endorsed Patriot Mobile in the past. So I'm wondering also, my other concern with Trump Mobile is the long-term viability of this. Are they going to keep Trump Mobile along and going for the long term, or because the Trump family has endorsed Patriot Mobile in the past, would they simply just transition their customers over to Patriot Mobile someday and maybe offer a discounted plan over there? I see that that's a potential that could happen in the future. So my personal recommendation right now is going with Patriot Mobile, and here's why. Patriot Mobile definitely has access to all three carriers. Now, you choose the carrier you want when you sign up, but you can get access to Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile towers. And then at any time, as long as you're a Patriot Mobile customer, you can call in to support and they can switch your towers from one carrier to another. So right now, my lines are on Verizon. If I were to extensively travel somewhere where AT&T or T-Mobile had better coverage, I could call into Patriot Mobile and have my towers switched to that carrier, and nothing else changes with my billing. Everything else stays the same, but I just get the coverage change. So I love this seamless capability that you have there. Plus, Patriot Mobile even has a service called Patriot Mobile One, where you can have two lines on your phone at different carriers as well. And I really love that service. So if I needed two different carriers on one phone at a time, I have the capability of doing that with Patriot Mobile. The other thing is Patriot Mobile has come a long way. They had customer service issues in the past where you had the long wait times and things, but that has really improved. They're still using US-based customer service as well, so I feel like that they are more established now, and a lot of the startup pains that they had early on have subsided, and I've had a great experience with them so far. They also have great business plans and international plans as well, and cellular internet as well, so I highly recommend them. The other great thing about Patriot Mobile is that they do have an agreement with the major carriers so that they are giving you the same priority as the major carriers, because that is something you have to watch for with these MVNOs. A lot of times, your bill is cheaper, but then your cell phone service is not going to be as good as someone who's paying money directly to T-Mobile or Verizon or AT&T for service. They're going to get top priority on the network. Well, with Patriot Mobile, they have arranged where you get the same priority as the major carriers. Plus, the other thing that I like about Patriot Mobile is that they are committed to giving and donating a portion of the wireless bill to Christian causes to pro-American causes. They donate to organizations that protect our First Amendment, protect the Second Amendment, to other good Christian causes. They've donated to Bibles, and you can see all the causes that they donate to on the Patriot Mobile website. So they are who I'm with at the moment, and highly recommend if you want to make your one-time switch and be done and know that you're going to have coverage no matter what, and have a cheaper phone bill, US-based support, and an excellent carrier. I highly recommend them. The cell phone provider that I was with before Patriot Mobile is also a good one. It's Pure Talk, and the big thing that Pure Talk advertises on, they've advertised on AMAC. So if you're an AMAC member, you can get a good deal with them. They also have US-based support as well. They have very affordable plans. They have good international plans now. They didn't when I first started using them, but I encouraged them to offer it, and now they do as well. And they're another good company that's a very pro-American company. They have donated to help veterans. A veteran is on their board of directors and was the founder of the company. Plus, you can even round up a portion of your bill to help veterans as well. The reason why I switched from Pure Talk to Patriot Mobile is Pure Talk is just an AT&T MVNO. They're backed by the same company that does H2O wireless, so their plans are going to be very similar to what you would see on H2O wireless, and they're solely an AT&T MVNO. Now, if you have good AT&T coverage where you're at, then Pure Talk is a pretty good deal, especially if for senior citizens, for AMAC members, or for people that just need a really low-cost bill on AT&T's network. Then Pure Talk is pretty excellent for that, and I would highly recommend them for people in that case. If you need Verizon coverage, or if you need to have one phone line on one carrier and another phone line on another carrier, or that flexibility of moving back and forth between multiple carriers, then Patriot Mobile is the better choice there. So I'm excited to see that there are more pro-American players that are coming into the cell phone industry. I applaud Trump's sons for giving this a try with Trump Mobile. I just at the moment I think that Patriot Mobile and Pure Talk are more established players in this industry, so I'm not going to give up my Patriot Mobile plan for the Trump Mobile plan. But for those that are you on T-Mobile and just want a better deal in wireless, then it's not necessarily a bad deal. And time will tell, and we'll see just how well this Trump Mobile plan does. One other thing that Trump Mobile is offering is a phone called the T1 phone for $499. That's supposed to be an Android phone made in the USA. I'm also watching this. I'm not going to be switching from an iPhone to this particular phone at the moment because one, where I work, I need to be on an iPhone at work, and two, I'm not 100% sure that the entirety of this phone is going to be made in the USA yet. It looks like that it may be a lower cost phone that T-Mobile offers that's being branded in the USA, so a lot of the special branding and stuff may be done in the USA, but the phone itself is still going to be sourced from overseas parts, so time will tell. I would love to see more USA-made phones, and so if Trump Mobile is going to try to push for more of this and see more phone manufacturing in the US long term, I think that would be a great thing to see. I'd love to see more technology made in the USA, and it can be done. I have a keyboard that I have plugged into my computer that is 100% made in the USA from System 76. And System 76 has been moving more of their computer production to the USA as well, so it is possible. to see more technology being made in the USA. I'm just not 100% sure yet that the T1 phone is going to be the 100% made in the USA phone yet, or if it's more of a branding. That part of it's going to be USA, but it's still going to be sourced from the basically specs of a overseas phone. Plus, I've heard that the specs are similar to phones at lower price points on T-Mobile. So I'm not 100% recommending the T1 phone at the moment until we learn more about it and see how it compares with other comparable Android phones. It's not enough for me to give up my iPhone at the moment. But again, I applaud the effort, and we'll see how things go with this. So yes, Trump Mobile is real. It is their first entrance into the mobile industry. We'll see where this goes and see how well this 47 plan and this T1 phone does. Whether this is just a short-term thing that they do and then hand the customer base off to another company like Patriot Mobile, or if this does truly disrupt the mobile industry, that remains to be seen. But at the end of the day, it's great to see someone else jumping into here and providing a low-cost plan backed by U.S.-based customer service. And giving this a shot. But at the moment, I'm still going to be keeping my plan with Patriot Mobile from a more established MVNO, because I feel like that there's going to be a lot of startup growing pains as they try to kick off this venture. Also, what I've heard is that Trump Mobile is using a company, I think it's called Liberty Mobile or Liberty Wireless, as the MVNO that's going to be backing the Trump Mobile brand, which from what I've seen is primarily a T-Mobile MVNO. So that's what I've got here for this episode of Parker's Podcast. This has just been interesting to see that Trump Mobile it is a thing. I wasn't for sure when I first saw this if it was even really a thing. Yes, it is. And it is interesting. But again, I'm happy with Patriot Mobile. And that's my main recommendation at the moment. Or Pure Talk if you just need cheap AT&T service. So that's going to be it for this episode of Parker's Podcast. And I hope to see you in a future episode. Take care.